Hello everybody, welcome to my channel, Krista's So Crafty. My name is Krista and I really appreciate you joining me here today. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back and we are going to be making a lanyard. So I'm going to use this piece of material, which is 4 inches by 37 inches. And we need another one of these little D-rings with a clasp on it. And that's it. So let's get started. So I'm going to take this over to the sewing machine. I'm going to take this over to the ironing board and I will show you what we need to do. All right, so with our piece of material, what we need to do is place it with the pretty side or the pattern side on the ironing board. And we're going to iron it in half. Just like this. And I'm sorry if my arm is in the way. I will try to keep it out of the way. Okay, and we'll just give that a press all the way down. This is basically making us our marker. Okay, our center mark. Okay, like that. And now what we're going to do is we're going to open this up. And we now have that center line crease in there. So we're going to fold our material on the one side over to the center line. We're going to give that a press. We're going to do that all the way down. So just keep going and bringing that piece of fabric into the center. Just like that. And again, I'm sorry if my arm was in the way. Let's try it from this angle. See if I can show you without getting my arm in the way. So I'm folding it over and I'm going to just kind of give it a finger press to hold it just to start and give that a press and go all the way down. So again, just folding it over, holding it and pressing it until you have the whole length done. It doesn't take very long at all. This is another very quick and easy little project that you can pop out a whole bunch of these in an afternoon just using scrap fabrics and yeah. So there, once you have it all pressed to the center, both sides, now all we're going to do is we're going to take this and we're going to fold it over so that it lines up nice and neat, and we'll give that another press. Like that. Just make sure that your material is all laying down nice and flat, and the finished product will be something very nice. Okay, we'll just do this. There we go. That part is all done. So it's nice and neat. And we don't have to worry about the two ends, the two with the raw edges. Those will be enclosed, so we don't even need to worry about those. Let's go to the sewing machine. All right, so now what we need to do is we need to take our material that we've just ironed up so nice and neat. We need to take it to the sewing machine and we're going to stitch down the side where there's the two folds. We're going to put those together and stitch about 1/8 of an inch of a stitch all the way down, and then we're going to get to the other end and stitch up the other side. So this will be all nice and neat. Do a little back stitch at the beginning and the end of your stitching. I'm just going to swing it around and go back down the other side. All right, so now that we're in nice and close, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my needle position to the far right. That will give me a 1/4 inch stitch. It'll move my stitch line as close to the D-ring as possible. And then like I said, I'm just going to create that box with a letter X in the middle. Be sure to backstitch. What I'm doing is when I'm turning it, I'm letting my needle down, and I'm going to lift my presser foot and turn my material, and then I'll put my presser foot down, and I'm going to use that stitch line that we did earlier as my guide. So I'm just going to stitch right on that line, about 1 inch. You don't have to measure it. Spin it around, stitch across, and get to that stitch line, the one that we made earlier. And again, we're going to turn and stitch up the other side. Now when we get to this corner, so the junction between this line and this line, we're going to needle down, lift the presser foot, and spin it around. And now we're going to angle our machine so that, or our material, so that we can stitch from that corner to this corner. Now what I like to do is put my needle down once I reach that corner, lift my presser foot, and just turn my material, and then just stitch across that same line, that line we just made earlier. Needle down, lift your presser foot, and then again angle your material so you can stitch corner to corner, and we're almost done. Okay, and there we have it. Get my thumb out of the way, you could see it. So now we just need to clip these threads. And it's all done. And it's nice and neat on both sides. And that's going to make it very secure. This is not going to come undone. And there you have it. Your lanyard is all done. Now the nice thing about these is you can make them in so many different colors. Absolutely. Like, it's a great scrap buster for sure. You can use any color. You can make them for men, women, children. Doesn't matter. You can just make lots of them. Again, so my D-ring is 3/4 inch. My material width is 1 inch. As you can see, it's still going to work. It just kind of pulls in a little bit on the edge. If you can get a 1 inch D-ring with the clasp, that would be the way to go. But other than that, grab your scrap material and a D-ring with a clasp and make some lanyards. Happy crafting, guys. Thank you once again for joining me today. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions or just have a comment, please leave them in the description box below. And I would really appreciate it if you would subscribe to my channel. That helps my channel grow. This is our little Tux. He's a 1-year-old mixed breed, and he is the one that you can quite often hear in my videos, yawning or whining or barking. But it's his way of saying hello.